It was 22?
19.
Oh, oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
kids.
really
I don't know
nice.
how.
You heard about it at Crunch, you said.
Oh, was it Crunch or 24?
One of those.
One
Yeah,
at
it was
Bubba.
Crunch.
Bubba Jim.
Hey, we're back. Sorry about that. These things, it's technology. So we have figured out what we've missed. So we'll.
We were sitting here talking for like at least 10 minutes to
10
ourselves.
minutes. It was really good content, by the way. I think we ended. I think the video ended at schedule changes. Strong, based upon the vote.
We're gonna move strong starting next week, Tuesday and Thursday evenings to 5 p.m. instead of 6.
Mm-hmm. 6 as a start. So it'll go 5 to 6:30
Yes.
versus 6 to 7:30.
Yes.
So it won't be super late. So there's more room for more people to come.
So we're starting next week with that on Tuesday, Thursday.
With the new cycle.
Right.
The new
Did
cycle
we talk
starts
about
up
when
next
Masters was going?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
we did that
that
first.
was the first one.
Okay, all right. So Masters Thursday is 6. Okay.
And we did Moxie stuff.
Yes,
Moxie's
that
the
was
first.
first.
All right.
That was the first one.
So then the next thing that I wanted to announce, we're going to do 2 6-week transformation classes in Pleasant Hill. So if you have members that or friends or family that had said they want to start, remember Carrie got started in this program. We have a lot of our members that
So
here in Pleasant Hill
You
that
could
started.
be a world record holder too.
Yeah. But we're going to do this, and the
good.
programming is going to be a little bit different. It won't be as complex, but our goal is again to get them ready for classes. And we're going to start October 1st with the women. It'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6:30 p.m. here in Pleasant Hill. So it'll go until November 8th. So they'll be done way before the holidays. And then we're going to do a men's class, men's only, and that's only going to be 4 weeks, but it's going to include meal service, a little bit more comprehensive program for 4 weeks. I'm going to be coaching that program, and that's going to be October 8th through November 8th. So for a 4-week program there. If you have friends or family that are interested, we're going to put these up on InBody tomorrow. The class size is also going to be smaller. Because what we find is that if we get to know them, it's smaller. There's more accountability. It just works out. It works out much better. It's all around a better experience. So these will sell out. Yeah. So if you have friends or family that are going to be interested in doing this, let's get them signed up. It's tomorrow. We'll launch. I'll put it up.
Moxie Elements.
Oh yeah, Moxie Elements. So we got started at Diablo with an Elements class, red, green, yellow, blue. I think is what they were when we started.
Is that it?
Yeah. And then we added a black. It was red, green, blue,
Yeah,
black.
that's what it was. Okay.
But because of the number of people that are signing up down at Moxie, and the limited number of coaches we have, Paige and Michael have been awesome covering as much as they can. We don't have enough coaches to cover all of the startup private coaching sessions, so we're going to put them in a class, and the first one starts on Monday. That's at
6:30 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Same programming, same curriculum. They just get to do it with friends now, so it's kind of more fun. More like the classes they'll be joining afterwards.
So the goal is to get them into class at the end of those 6 sessions, and then the coach is going to be there when they do their first class as well. So should be an awesome experience. We've already got a couple people signed up. So in San Jose, if you have someone that's interested in CrossFit and what we do, have them jump in. And they don't even need to pay anything extra. They just buy a membership and come to that class. And the classes are listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want them to go to every class though.
Right.
Don't skip a class. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, build a new habit. And then they can after that they can go to class at any time they want. Yep. Cool, Moxie Elements, and then did we talk to the nutrition stuff or did we skip that?
That was after, so we did not.
So we did not talk about it. All right, so one of the questions that I asked Jen off camera, I'm going to ask it on camera so that you guys can hear it, was about if I get a number that's on this body fat test, by the way, versus the water test, you don't have to get wet, you don't have to take all your clothes off, and you don't have to vacate all of your air. The water test is good. There's no question. If you get all of the air out of your system, you're going to get a good reading. How accurate is it versus this? Well, for me, it's about the same as my test before, but this only takes 5 minutes, and I didn't have to towel dry off and do
You
all
didn't have
that.
to wait for the truck to come around.
Yeah. And it's more inexpensive, so convenience better. But if I get a number I'm not happy with, my body fat's too high, I want to know what to do, or my skeletal muscle mass says, I feel like I should have more muscle mass. What do I do? I mean, what's the first thing I should do with this?
Yeah, we have a couple options. We can nutrition's probably the best way that you want to go if you want to make any change to your body. What we eat directly affects how much body fat and how much muscle we can even grow. If you're not eating enough protein, you're not going to be able to grow any muscle no matter the training that you're doing. So you can do it on your own just as simply by trying to cut back on drinking or giving up sugar, cutting back on processed foods, things like that. If you need more help, we've got nutrition coaches here that are awesome. They'd be more than willing to sit down and help you create a specific plan. We can also look at training. If you want to build muscle, maybe I encourage you to come to strong classes more often, or maybe you want to come to the gym more consistently. Maybe you're coming 2 times a week right now, or sometimes 3, and maybe you can add another day to your program. So talking with one of the coaches.
Or if you're Eddie, you're coming 4 times a day, 7 days a week, and you look awesome, Eddie.
Yeah, you're killing it, man.
But he's also changed his diet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that was a big
that is.
point on that
I
one.
mean, that's the thing we've kind of figured out in our 10, 12 years of doing this, is that nutrition is it really is 70% of this. I mean,
That's why it's the foundation of the CrossFit pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You once you get your nutrition figured out and your nutrition dialed in, this almost becomes fun, because then you're just kind of, this is the fine tuning.
You're able to fuel for it. You're actually able to have a better experience.
Yeah.
You're not bonking out. You're not worn out later in the day because you're fueling yourself.
Absolutely.
That's why we've added a nutrition component to all the startups that we do now, so that people understand just how important what you eat affects what your body looks like and your performance.
All right, cool. So, CrossFit game stuff. Are you in pain sitting there? You can stand up if you want.
I'm all
I
right.
hope you're not the same height.
So Greg Glassman, the chairman of CrossFit, has made a couple of announcements to various different outlets. The most recent one I listened to today that Coach Pyam tipped me off to was the Girls Gone WOD podcast, which I have no idea how he chooses these things.
He flew him out to go to the
he flew them out to do their podcast. And the first thing after was they got the games. So it is cool, but it's more grassroots, I would imagine. And then Morning Chalk Up got the scoop. Yep. Justin LaFranco owns Morning Chalk Up. Called Greg Glassman up on the phone and said, "Hey, what's the deal with the games?" What we know for sure, until there's an official announcement from CrossFit with the rule book, I think we really won't know for sure exactly how it's going to work. At this point, it's kind of speculation. But Greg reiterated today that he is going to choose that the regionals are gone.
Yep.
So there will be no regionals. That there will be representatives at the games from every country where there's an affiliate. So he's sticking to that.
162 countries?
Yeah, he said 160 countries is what the number is. Yep. And from there, he's going to have another... Their goal is to have 16 representatives from other competitions, from certified competitions.
Yeah. Sanctioned events.
Sanctioned events.
Wadapalooza.
They don't have them all lined up right now.
Dubai is the first.
The only one they have lined up officially right now for 2019 is Dubai. So the winner of Dubai will qualify. Yeah. Men and women will qualify for the games. Dubai hasn't had teams in the past. They may have teams this year. I don't know.
You know what? Something kind of funny. If you listen to that podcast, he doesn't mention teams at all.
Yeah.
He mentions teens and masters.
Yeah, teens. And he said seniors.
Seniors, yeah.
Seniors.
Teens and seniors.
I think he mentioned the teams.
I think he mentioned them once.
Yeah, I think
Did
he did.
I thought I heard teen, not team, but I could be wrong.
Wadapalooza, and that's where the teams are coming from or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Really? Okay.
So Wadapalooza in the past has had 3-person teams.
3-person teams, yep.
Maybe they'll have 4-person teams. It's going to be interesting to see how the teams and the masters. One good thing is, though, he did say teens and masters.
Yeah.
Because the masters have been speculating, is there going to be a masters competition? And to be honest with you, the masters and teens is already figured out. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Online qualifier.
Yeah, they don't have it.
And,
They never had a regional.
They don't,
Right.
Yeah, they never had a regionals. He may change it though to get more country representation. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's still that to be decided. So 16 events is what he said. Right now there's, I can't even name 16 events. I can name 3 that I think would qualify, but there's
going to be some new events.
There's going to be sanctioning from CrossFit, so minimum criteria that those events will have to meet, probably including programming, how it's organized, how the events go down, and then CrossFit will bless it or put their name on it, but they'll have to pay CrossFit for it.
Yeah.
So it's a cool opportunity, and he said, some of the words that stuck out at me was, I want to take this off of our plate, kind of, and the organization running these events and give it to other people.
Yeah.
And that I understand because that shit is.
He
hard.
even said he's got people on staff that run their own fitness competitions that don't use CrossFit, and they say it's different CrossFit type style events because he doesn't want any. They don't want any legal issues with CrossFit. And he's in the podcast. It sounded like he was kind of cool with it.
Well, so here's the other thing he said. So here's what's great. He wants to allow local comps use the name CrossFit. Now, in the past, we've been...
No, that was a big no-no.
That was a big no-no. It was ironic. He said, that's just stupid. I'm like, well, yeah, that's stupid, but that's what you said in the past. We can't use CrossFit. It was so funny how he took the other side of that argument. I remember TJ's gym getting sued or being told, because they had the TJ's billboard, TJ's rodeo, I think, and they had CrossFit on there, and they were, and he was forced to take it down. So local competitions now can apply or can use the name CrossFit. But again, you got to let CrossFit know that you're using it. So. Did it stop again? No, but no, I think it's good. Is it going?
Let's see it.
There we go. We're hoping we're still live.
Stand by.
Go look at that phone, Jamie.
Yep, we're still live.
Awesome. Yay.
We're still good.
It could be just the internet.
Okay.
We're hogging the internet. Let me see.
Sanction.
What else? Okay. Oh no, 16 sanctions. So he's going to take athletes from 16 sanctioned events. So
The winners.
The
of
winners.
16.
Yeah, the winners.
Yeah.
And then he also said the top 20 from the Open.
I think he said that for this next year because he doesn't have the 16 events in mind yet. So I think that's just like a...
If in fact they take it directly from the Open, assuming they do not do an online qualifier, that will, in my mind, that would change the Open.
Yes.
Because the top 20 Open athletes are not the top 20
regional athletes.
Yeah, they're not the top 20 games athletes. Those are different people. I mean, Open athletes are different than games athletes. I mean, there's some overlap. Matt Fraser being the one that pops to mind, but clearly the Open is a different game.
Yeah.
And
well, a lot of athletes approach the Open differently, and this is gonna completely change how you approach the Open.
Right?
Now you've got to peak.
This is
different
now,
times of the year, and
now
this is
you're
going to be one.
Open.
It really, to be honest with you, if you're an Alessandro Pacelli or China Cho, and you're that, this is really hard because she has no idea what she's training for right now.
Especially for the 2019.
Yeah, for 2019. 2020, I think it'll all be. I honestly think by 2020 and 2021, it'll be awesome. Yeah. And I do like the international, or what he calls the globalization of the games and CrossFit. He wants to make it a global event, and that's cool. I think it's a great mission. But I think it's hard for the athletes who are preparing for 2019.
It's especially hard for 2019. But I mean, going forward, we've had 7 regionals. Yeah. Right. Now we've got 13 sanctioned competitions for people to actually be able to qualify. Yeah. So it's the way I kind of look at it, it's we've got 13 regionals or 16 regionals now. Right. Versus the 7.
With the exception that, so far there only one.
Which changes how the regional would go. Yeah.
Right.
And they're all different events, and that's where I have an issue with.
Yeah.
So you're not testing the same things to get the people there. It depends on which test you go to if you're going to win and go to the games.
Yeah. It also kind of changes your season. Totally. Depending on okay, well before it was you're going through the open, then you're peaking for regionals, or you're having some sort of peak for regionals to qualify for the games, which is always the same time of year, regardless. Now, Dubai is in December, Wodapalooza is in January, so it's like you can kind of plan.
And you have to peak for each, because if you don't win
unless you plan on going for one.
Right, but then what if there's only one person.
Yeah. I know,
so
I know.
Your chances are small, so.
I think it's going to make these competitions really big. And I mean, I went to Wodapalooza a few years ago, and it's an awesome festival.
Yeah.
It's not even just a competition, it's like a fitness festival. And going from that to regionals, I think from the fan experience, I think it's way better.
He said he also he's going to go from 200. He wants to condense the event, and he wants to go from 200 athletes down to the last 2 days being 10 athletes on the last 2 days. So 10 men, probably 10 women on the last 2 days, and make it shorter and more intense. And he said make it so that more of us are watching. Yeah. Because I'm sure what happened is they got the CBS viewer numbers and probably saw that not that many people were watching.
Well, especially for unless you know somebody in the heat, you're probably not watching the early heats.
That's right.
So you're basically waiting for that final 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the 10 athletes the last 2 days, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I think more people would watch. And
but will it catch the fittest?
Yeah, I mean
that's the real question.
That's the question. And for me, it's like, will it keep the wannabe fittest?
Yeah.
In keep
the drive?
We'll keep them motivated to want to do these things.
Right.
Like and other people tell me they don't even try for regionals because they know they can't make regionals. Well, the same thing's gonna try. If I can't win Dubai, why would I want to travel all the way to Dubai for? Yeah. And that's what I'm worried about. Is that CrossFit runs the risk of losing the wannabes that are important to,
which pushes the athletes to get better.
They're the next level. They're the next few years athletes, right?
Yeah.
We need them.
Yeah.
What are the masters saying in the masters community group?
I don't think they're ever going to get rid of us. There's 40% of us that are signed up for the open. That's a lot of masters.
And it is just it's like Craig said, it's just an online qualifier. They're not having to really do anything different there.
Yeah. It's unless they try to diversify where
they're coming from. Yeah. That could change it.
Right now, what your age group is it? 100% USA in your age group?
No, not at all.
Oh,
there's probably 3 of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Only 3 from the US?
Yeah, I mean, there's not that many. There's more from Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh.
But I feel like with the games, we couldn't watch all, you get a ticket, you couldn't watch everything.
Yeah.
Or in 2008, 2009, everybody watched that event. And so I think what they're going to do is make it more like it was in the old days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not as many people.
Yeah.
Just more, everybody's watching, everybody's watching
intimate,
the TV.
More intimate in a sense.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that is interesting. And the other thing is masters have the money. They can they have more income they can spend to come to the event. And then you need the teens too. I think you need
teens.
Teens is really important because that's the future.
Those are the superhumans in the future, really. I mean,
yeah.
What the human body is capable of doing. We started learning how to do it. Yeah. They're growing up doing it.
The changes, though, with respect to the games, don't affect us here as a community. No. We'll still do the open. Next year.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the open starts February and then again in October. Fuck.
We're gonna do the open twice next year, but we're gonna do it. You know what?
I didn't even
what
think
the hell?
about logistics on that.
I'm sure what they'll do is they'll kill the team series next year, because
unless the team series is how they're gonna qualify teams to the games.
Well, maybe right.
That could be an option.
But the open will be met with as much enthusiasm and excitement because it's just fun to test ourselves to have that. That's our 10K. That's our marathon.
Yeah.
And so we'll have just as much fun. But having to redo it in October, that's going to be weird. Changing the season to October because we've been doing it 12 years. and it's, although we've only had the Open.
I was gonna say 12 years. The Open started at 11.
Yeah,
so this will be the ninth year.
Ninth year. But
man,
yeah, it's weird. But it is. We went through the loss of the sectionals.
True.
We made it through that, and that was depressing. We're like, oh shit, you know. And there's a lot of athletes that all of a sudden couldn't.
A lot of
compete
people
anymore.
too thought like, okay, we're losing that grassroots feeling, and it's almost like it's coming back the other way.
Yeah, because this is what I was talking to Pi Menu about. Is that a lot of the reason why we stopped doing comps, local comps, is because the season from March until July was basically shut off. Like, it's off limits. You can't have any comps then because all the athletes are either preparing for regionals or, you know, they're coming off the Open, and it's just a time. It's not a time to do a competition. Or the regionals are coming and people want to go to the regionals. All the good weekends are taken. Yeah. Now it's wide open. Yeah. We can have as many freaking comps as we want between now and the games. Yeah. And it is kind of segmenting. The games athletes are way up here. Yeah. And it's segmenting that group. So that's awesome. Jay, I don't want to hear none of your Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There's not going to be 2 years of the same purple.
Did you see any questions that we need to answer?
I didn't see any.
All right, if anybody has any questions, now would be the time. Billy McDevitt joined.
Hey.
Billy.
Hey, Billy, by the way, Mark Del Preti is back at the gym and training. He's doing open gym now, but
5 a.m.
Yeah.
Is he really at 5
Yeah, he
a.m.?
was 5. He came at 5.
Oh, I haven't seen him
Welcome
yet.
back, Mark Del Preti.
Yeah, buddy.
So,
look forward to seeing you in the morning.
but I think we covered is that everything we wanted to cover?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we've done I looked on the numbers. We've done almost 40 of the InBody tests. We'd love to get everybody through it, and all new members are always going to go through it. So come get body composition time.
This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday. Your first test is $25. That goes.
We said until the end of October.
Yeah.
Yes.
Billy, open at 4 a.m. I'll be there.
Oh.
There is people here at
4:10.
Is it 4:10?
Yeah, 4:15 is Nicole Rogers comes in, and what's his name? Jose
Tom
and Joe.
And Joe, yeah.
Man. Right on. Right on. So we're so come in. Your first test is $25. Come get the test done, and then I think that's it. That's it. Good.
Yep.
Right on, you guys. Thank you very much. Sorry for the 10-minute intermission. We'll do this again probably in about another 2 months. But we'll do our programming one next month.
We'll be back on the programming train beginning of every month.
Right on. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Hit pause on that or end.